This is a good one. It's a good one. I've had this speech for years. So when you become successful and you create a network of people or family or whatever around you, they understand you as a certain type of person, and they understand that you bought into a lot of society's um, rules and ways of being, and that you're, you're kind of, you're in that track. And if you're successful, you get bound by it. So like, like people will understand you as this is who you are. This is how we understand you. But it may not be you, and you may decide that I'm changing, I'm growing, I am evolving. And the problem with that is that everyone has a value on you, and so there's currency in you being who you are right, right, right now. And you're almost like a stock if you think about it. Like your value is tied to the amount of people that approve of who you are at that point. So the more people that buy into it, the bigger you become, the bigger that you feel you are, and all that crap, right? But it doesn't mean that you are any greater or any less because of that. But what happens is that if you decide to start changing the way that you are, then and it doesn't agree with what your friends, family, and whoever agrees with, then what starts is they start to sell your stock. So as long as you agree with what they agree with, cool. But once you start to go against the things that they believe are true, or things that they are telling you are true, or if you question it, then the investment goes away. Like people start to sell stock, and your value starts to drop. You out here looking like it's a good company, Nikola, or depending on the month, Tesla. But I prefer Tesla, right? Because you may think I'm down, or you may pull out the investment at the wrong time, just because I don't agree with the way that you think that I should exist as a person. So when these things start to happen, you're gonna notice that a lot of people who you thought were who appreciated you for you, it was that they appreciated you for the image that you held. And so they didn't really, even though you were saying some things in the past that were kind of like, yo, this is who I am, they are like, no, you are this. You have this car, you have this house, you have this, and this is who you are. And you won't know that you won't know that they aren't genuine until you lose all that shit. And it's valuable for me because I had that, and so I understand like people who were loyal at a time, and then when things fell apart, and not just like the money stuff, but just like with your kids. Even there was certain situations with my kids that certain other adults had an opinion on, and I was like, yo, you doing that? And it just didn't match up with what I thought they were. But they had lost the val. I had lost value in their eyes, and that's where they decided to pull back and do certain things that I thought were strange for people who I assume were close friends. But it happens, and that's one of the things that you gotta understand is that friendships are often like it's like business. Like people are gonna stay with you as long as your value aligns with theirs, and once it doesn't, then they pull out their investment in you. So if you know if you're Goldman Sachs and you've lent Apple, you know, 800 million for whatever, and Apple don't really take out the debt like that. But anyway, if they did, and then Apple decides to change and not do phones and start doing um, amusement parks, then Goldman Sachs is gonna be like, yo, that investment ain't like it once was. We gonna have to pull back on that. That's how people are the same way. Is that people people aren't just your friends because they they are your friends. There's a value in being your friend. Once the value is gone, they gone, and it's not a bad thing. It's just how life is. There will be other people who have a better value for you in whatever position that you're in at that point. And if you decide to grow and advance, they'll be there to, you know, hang with you until again the values don't match up, and that's cool. The people that stay with you regardless of value, those are your true friends, and you'll only see it after you go through some stuff. It's the way it is. People are like stocks.